I'm standing in the birthplace of American music. That's right, I'm in Mississippi, making my way from Montgomery, Alabama to Natchez, Mississippi to try some wine, but I had to stop right here in Indianola to take in the B.B. King experience. After I get done here, I'm heading on to find some Delta Tamales, and then I'll end up at Old South Winery, and I can't wait to see what they're pouring for us today. My journey through the American South continues, trading the rockets of Alabama for the deep, soulful rhythm of the Mississippi Delta. This is where the story of American music began, and my first stop is Indianola at the B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center. Born Riley B. King in one of America's most impoverished places, the Mississippi Delta, he had little but the dream in his heart. This museum is a powerful pilgrimage telling the story of King's life, his legendary career, and the land that gave birth to the blues. It's a profound look at the region's history, its social mores, and the adversity from which world-changing music arose. From a farm worker to an international icon who accumulated 15 Grammys and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, B.B. King's life is a masterclass in honesty, compassion, and the relentless work ethic. This center fulfills its mission to empower, unite, and heal through music and art. Leaving the heart of the Delta, I press on to Natchez, where history and two unexpected southern treasures await. I'm on a quest to taste the soul of the region, a glass of Muscadine wine from the Old South Winery, and the unique historic spice of Delta Tamales. The journey continues, chasing flavor and legacy across the Mississippi landscape. So came into Old South Winery a little hot today, meaning we came in just before close. It was kind of a rushed experience. We drove almost 7 hours today from Montgomery, Alabama, all the way down to Natchez, Mississippi, right here along the Mississippi River. And we had a few traffic issues, et cetera, so we got to Old South Winery about 30 minutes before close. So we hurried up, got some wine, and got out of their way because they're a busy crowd, and I'm sure they got other things to do than to hang out with the Cowboy Som after hours. So I did get a glass with my tasting, and I got their Carlos wine. Now, Old South Winery is one of those southern wineries that only do Muscadine. So I normally go through the nose and everything else with this, but to be honest with you, most Muscadines smell the same, really. I mean, they've got this very, very distinct odor that I can only describe as musky Muscadine. But this is a dry Muscadine, the Carlos, and so let's give it a go. And it still has that kind of dusty muskiness that goes with the Muscadine, but it's definitely dry and not sweet, which is kind of rare, although it seems like a lot of these Muscadine wineries are starting to do a few dry wines. I'm sure it's because they have people that come in that don't necessarily always like sweet, but I know sweet is the local preference here for sure. This dry wine actually comes out pretty nice. It's got a lot of fruit forward, lemon curd, a little bit of like a white grape juice taste to it. But overall, probably one of the best dry Muscadines I've tried. Leaving the soulful echoes of the Delta, I arrive in Natchez, Mississippi. This is a city built on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, a place where history is preserved and felt in the air. Natchez is one of the oldest and most historically significant settlements in the state. its stunning architecture a tribute to the complex, opulent past of the Old South. But my quest here leads me from the historical grandeur to a modern yet equally deep-rooted tradition, winemaking. Welcome to Old South Winery, a family legacy dedicated to distinctly Southern fruit. Established in 1979 by Dr. Galbraith, this winery has a motto: the best in everything Muscadine. Muscadines are not typical European grapes. They are American natives, cousins of the familiar bunch grapes, possessing a unique, intense fruitiness. This is a wine that captures the very essence of the coastal southeastern USA. This business is woven with family. Scott Galbraith, the current winemaker, grew up helping his father, Doc, learning the craft the old school way, a tradition that now extends to the third generation. His children, Scotty IV, Dylan, Lane, and Juliana, are already finding their special niches, carrying the heritage forward. Running Old South Winery isn't just business, it's family mixed up with fruit. It's a deep commitment to capturing the true flavor of Mississippi, one bottle of Muscadine at a time. This is a story of a place, of family, and of truly unique Southern wine. So let me tell you exactly what is going on here. I'm in Natchez, Mississippi, and this is all Mississippi right here. This is pretty awesome. I've got the Sweet Noble wine from Old South Winery that we picked up. It's a Muscadine sweet wine. Had to kind of rush through my tasting there, but I was pretty confident this would match up well with the Hot Tamales, also known as a Delta Tamale, because that's where we're at. We're in the Delta of Mississippi. And so we went by Fat Mama's and got some tamales. They smell amazing right now, I'm gonna tell you. And then they serve that with a little bit of hot sauce, and they call it red chili sauce, although I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, this looks a little different than what I'm used to as like a New Mexico style red chili. This looks more like a kind of a, what I would call like a hot sauce in Arizona. But anyway, everything looks amazing. I'm excited to see if this goes with this Sweet Noble Muscadine wine. From the history of Natchez, we turn to the history held in a simple handheld food, the Delta Tamale. This is a dish that tells a story of migration, fusion, and the resilient spirit of the Mississippi Delta. Our quest for the authentic leads us directly to a local institution, Fat Mama's Tamales. Unlike the familiar Mexican tamale, the Delta version is a unique regional creation. It's small, cigar-shaped, and known for its bold, spicy flavor. The tradition began in the early 20th century, a culinary swap between Mexican migrant workers and African Americans that gave birth to a Mississippi staple. At Fat Mama's, founded by the Gamil family in 1989, the perfected recipe is celebrated daily. They capture the true Delta style, a coarser cornmeal texture and a deep, spicy flavor achieved by simmering the tamales in a rich, seasoned broth. This establishment has become a must-see attraction, evolving from a small log cabin to a beloved local hotspot. I just noticed something off the back of the label before I go on to the tasting. I think it's kind of funny that Old South Winery is on Concord Avenue. So the winery actually exists on a grape road. Pretty killer, huh? Anyway, let's give this a go. Let's put a little bit of this red sauce on top of these tamales. Oh yeah. As I said, not what I would expect traditionally as a red chili in Arizona, but definitely looks delicious. Let's give it a taste. That is beautiful. That corn comes through. I'm told they do a little more corn base than masa base on the Delta Tamales. Not sure that's what they did here, but it does come off a little more corn than normal, so maybe there is a little bit of cornmeal in there. Let's see how the Sweet Noble pairs with that. Oh yeah, and actually works really, really well. Levels out that heat and with that sweetness. Super nice blend. Really enjoy it. I'm gonna say Natchez, Mississippi has this right with the tamales and the sweet noble red wine. So made it through kind of a hectic day today. As I told you, we came in hot to the winery at Old South Winery because we had some traffic issues. I also didn't tell you earlier that the first stop we went to for Hot Tamales was actually closed today. Even though they're normally open, there's a sign on the door that said they were closed today. So we had to find another spot in a pinch, which turned out to be fantastic results. So sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. But anyway, I made it to my hotel here at the Monmouth Hotel in Natchez, and it's time to relax. So got my glass of sweet noble, and I'm gonna chill out for a little bit, and I'm gonna say so long for now from Mississippi, and I hope I get to see you somewhere on the wine trail.